Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting TheKillerNacho Wi-Fi battle. Here I have a challenger named Johnmark, and he found me on my Twitch live stream as I was doing battles, and yeah, that is probably going to be the best way to get a battle with me, in the foreseeable future. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Twitch if you want a match. Alright, so anyway, I lead with my Garchomp, he leads with the Darmanitan, and I just decided to switch out, and I do that because I really don't know what this thing's going to do, and yeah, I end up going into Politoed, figuring it probably will be a fire move. Maybe? I don't know. I set up the rain in any event, and he just goes for the U-turn, and does quite a lot of damage to me. It was a crit, but definitely Darmanitan is something to be feared. So he goes out into Raikou now, because that's obviously a pretty nice matchup against my Politoed, as I decide to go for a, that was a switch. So I decide to switch out against the Raikou, back into Medios, which is my Garchomp, I believe I got from Draco Falcone. And yeah, he's going to go for the Hidden Power Ice, because he has it, and that nearly kills me, and that sucks. Doesn't really matter that he didn't quite finish me off. I do have a Focus Sash, but yeah, obviously I cannot stay in because he can just finish me. So I go into Sylveon, who can take a special hit, and yeah, he just goes for the Hidden Power Ice again, and doesn't really hurt me. This is a set I like a lot. This is actually a Specs, a Choice Specs Sylveon. Sylveon being the new evolution. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do kind of like this particular set. As everyone knows, it's especially bulky, and I know that's a mouthful. But when you combine it with Specs, it also becomes quite a powerful Pokemon. So he goes out into this thing. What is this thing called? Hold on. I need to... Florges, that's the one. And this thing is also kind of a wall. So, yeah. I'm going to switch out because I don't really know what this thing is planning to do. No, he switches out because he doesn't want to take another hit from me. He probably realizes at this point that I'm, Specs. So he goes out into his Cacturn. And, yeah, I am actually going to stay in and just keep going for the Hyper Voice since I am locked into it. That is super effective against Dark types, and, yeah, his Cacturn is going to get taken out, so not a bad play for me. He goes back into Raikou, and, yeah, I think I stay in, right? I think I stay in? I think? Well, we have to find out. Shows you how long ago this was. Actually, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I do stay in, because I scared him out in the first place, and I don't think he can really do that much to me with a special move, although his Thunderbolt still does quite a nice chunk. So, yeah, I'm just kind of hoping I can survive, and I really should have just paid attention to the HP and realized I couldn't, but I do lose Sylveon there. Like any non-fast spec set, you're going to have... I mean, it lacks speed, so you're relying on bulkiness, so there is a limit to how much you can get off with the Choice Specs Sylveon. Anyway, so I go into my Metagross, which is my Mega, and I do like Mega Metagross quite a bit. He goes out into Donphan, which is a pretty obvious move, and I can't really stay in against Donphan, being that I am weak to Earthquake, and yeah, I don't really have a move that, like, super affects it. This is a Power-Up Punch set, which, has Meteor Mash, Power-Up Punch, and Zen Headbutt. I do actually go for the Meteor Mash before switching, because I kind of knew he would go for the Rapid Spin. I don't have a spin blocker, so I figure it's, like, free damage, and I end up doing quite a nice chunk, so... It's a good thing that I did actually stay in for that turn, but now I'm going to switch, predicting the Earthquake, and I go out into Zapdos here, obviously, because I can absorb the Earthquake. And he is actually going to withdraw as well. I don't know if he was predicting my switch or just wanted to go into Slowbro anyway. Slowbro is a pretty damn good Pokemon, and this is his main wall that I cannot deal with on this team, except for my Zapdos. My Zapdos is basically the only thing that I have that can actually deal with the Slowbro, and this is going to be pretty much a back-and-forth match. That is his Mega. That is a Mega Slowbro. That thing is a monster to take out. And, yeah, my only real chance is to use the Thunderbolt from Zapdos. So it's going to be an interesting back-and-forth match for me to try to get rid of that Slowbro. I do have two physical sweepers on this team. I have my Metagross and I have my Lucario, both of which do not have a move that even neutral affects Slowbro. So no matter how I set them up, it's not really good for me. In fact, I noticed that was a major weakness to the team I'm using. I mean, Slowbro is a huge weakness to the team I'm using. I realized that as I was fighting. I don't have the extreme speed on my Lucario. I have the Bullet Punch, and Ice Punch. So, yeah, that's definitely a major weakness. I should have I should have realized. Either way, I go back in my Metagross here. Time to get back into the action. I was just explaining some of the analysis and, you know, what's going on inside both players' minds. Yeah, he goes out into Slowbro because he knows, basically, that my Metagross cannot handle Slowbro. I go for the Meteor Mash. He's not even Mega Evolved yet, and he still takes it like a champ. So I get some attack. But I am going to switch out because I do not want to take a Scald. And, yeah, he is going to take this time to actually Mega Evolve, which Mega Slowbro looks absolutely ridiculous, but do not underestimate it. It is a beast, and is something that I wanted to try out after this match. In fact, I did end up doing that, so stay tuned for another battle, probably later this week, when I try out Mega Slowbro. Either way, Mega Slowbro, yeah, does not want to stay in against Zapdos. It is, like I said, my last Pokemon that can really hurt it. So he goes out into Zelda, his Florges, who is more of a special wall, while Slowbro is his physical wall. And, yeah, he does take the Thunderbolt pretty nicely, but it's free damage, although the Florges does have a way to recover. Either way, it has Wish, so it does have a pretty reliable recovery. Anyway, I go into my Lucario now, and, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Swords Dance, and he goes for the Protect, which I guess he wanted to see what I would do. He's got a move, and that's pretty good for me. He said that he thought this was a special Lucario, and actually it would have been a lot better for me had I brought a special Lucario, because obviously this Lucario does not have a whole lot to do to Slowbro. I did get a Swords Dance, though, so I just go for a close combat, and yeah, it's not even going to scratch it that much. Close combat is still my strongest attack, because my other two attacks, as I said, are Ice Punch and Bullet Punch. So, yeah, I really am having issues here with this Slowbro. So he goes out, I go out, into Zapdos, basically because I have no other Pokemon that can deal with this. I do not get burned from that Scald, that's kind of nice. But yeah, I'm thinking about trying to get Extreme Speed on that Lucario rather than Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch obviously is pretty good depending on the situation, but yeah, unless the thing that it really hurts is I brought two Steels that couldn't deal, two Steel physical sweepers that could not even neutral damage the Slowbro. Anyway, so he goes back into Florges, and yeah, this is just pretty much back and forth. I go for the U-turn here. Doesn't do much. Florges doesn't actually have very good defense, but it's resisted, and I don't really have actually attack investment on that Zapdos, so it's really just as a toolbox move there. So he goes for the Wish, and I go back into Lucario here, and what do? I think I go for the what do I do? I switch out, predicting that he would switch out. So I go into Zapdos, thinking he'll go into Slowbro, which is good for me because it'll force him to switch, and the Wish will be taken on by the Slowbro, and that means I will get some free damage on something else, and that Florges is not at a very high amount of HP, so it can't take two Thunderbolts. So that was my thought process, and it turns out that double switch was definitely in my favor. A very good switch for me. He's going to go out into Raikou here to take the Thunderbolt. That's probably a pretty good move, being that I cannot finish him with the Thunderbolt, and I'm going to have to use my Heat Wave to finish him off this turn, as he gets to do some damage to me with his Hidden Power Ice, and yeah, that is going to hurt quite a lot, actually. This Raikou definitely has some heavy special attack investment. But yeah, he gets some damage on Zapdos, which is really what he wanted. I do have Roost on this Zapdos, but if I don't get a chance to use it, obviously, you know, that damage is really going to help. He needs to find a way to kill it, though. He goes out in Darmanitan, hoping that he can take out my Zapdos, and I really don't like these odds, so I switch out into Politoed to get up the Rain. I'm hoping that with the Rain, I can survive a Flare Blitz with my Zapdos. So yeah, I go out into Politoed, and I make a pretty big mistake here coming up. So he Flare Blitzes me. My Politoed can't take two. I decide I want to keep Politoed for later so I can set up the Rain again if I want to. So I go back into Zapdos, thinking that I should be able to survive two of these in the Rain. I mean, my Zapdos does have some defense investment. I mean, it's a bulky Zapdos, but looking at that damage, yeah, I don't think I can. I mean, this is a Scarf Darmanitan, not a banded one, but it's still doing a ton. I really underestimated Darmanitan here, and this was a huge mistake on my part, letting Zapdos die, because Zapdos, that was my chance to, you know, take out the Slowbro. At this point, I pretty much know I lost, because there's really nothing on my team that can, you know, beat Slowbro. Slowbro's ability furthermore, it allows it to avoid critical hits, which, yeah, so I can't even hope for the crit, really. Anyway, so even outspeeds Garchomp. That's how when I knew it was absolutely sure it was Scarf. I was thinking it was Banded for some reason, but no one uses Banded Darmanitan. It's just a powerhouse. I have to experiment with Darmanitan sometime, too, because it definitely impressed me with its damage in the rain with Flare Blitz. Regardless, I don't even know why I went for that agility there. It doesn't really matter. At this point, as I said, I have no way to deal with Slowbro, so it's basically over at this point. But it was still a very good match. I guess we'll just watch the end of this. I'm just, like, trying to set up. I mean, at this point, I really need +6 attack without getting burned from Scald to do anything with Lucario or Metagross. So I'm just kind of praying for something. I don't even know what I'm praying for. It's hopeless because I can't even crit. So, yeah, Slowbro definitely smothered my team here. It's a very good Pokemon. He is a very good team. And my team just really, did not match up well against that Slowbro. Which is kind of sad, but at the same time, that's Pokemon, Checks and balances, and definitely this match revealed a major flaw in my team. But it was well played on his part. I think I played actually fairly well myself. I made a big misplay underestimating that Darmanitan, which actually kind of led to my downfall. But, yeah, still a very fun match, very back and forth. I definitely enjoyed it. We'll have to battle again sometime, Johnmark. And, yeah, just a great match. And, definitely one that I think will be enjoyable to all you people out there on the YouTubes. And, yeah, I am kind of improving here because I'm just waiting for him to kill me. And he actually slacks off here, just letting me die to the burn. What a jerk. Whatever. Still a very nice match. And I guess today's question of the day, let me think. Today's question of the day is, what is your favorite status condition in Pokemon? With the Gen 6 changes in mind, I believe, now you cannot burn a fire type. I think that was always the case. But you can no longer paralyze electric types. And I believe you can no longer powder grass types. I mean, there's actually quite a few changes to some of the conditions. As for me, my favorite is probably still burn, because it cripples sweepers. And it's just an overall great little toolbox status. I mean, sleep is probably the best one. That's why, we need to have a sleep clause, but you can just abuse it as much as you want of Will-O-Wisp, and it's can cripple physical Pokemon. Obviously, all of them are good, though. I mean, Paralysis cripples fast Pokemon, and yeah, that's all I really have to say. But yeah, good game, and leave a comment about that, and see you guys next time. Bye.